Hey everybody, Ben here. So in this week's episode of the podcast, we had a Blood Bowl game show called Bash or Dash, and we had an absolutely insane time. It was really funny. Really enjoyed doing it. So much so that I didn't want you guys to miss out because I know a lot of you don't want to sit through 3 hours of Blood Bowl nonsense. So I've cut out the Bash or Dash segment, put it on its own, and posted it in this video to kind of just so you can watch just that bit, ignore the rest, and just have a good laugh. So this is our first and probably only episode of Bash or Dash. Enjoy. And we're back, and it is time for our very first and probably last episode of Bash or Dash, our Blood Bowl game show. We've got our 3 competitors, and we're going to go through at least 3 rounds where we are setting them up with some team matchups, and they will have to identify whether the team they've chosen in that round is the Bash team or the Dash team. And we've got this data from you guys, our viewers, who've put in your votes for the top 5 Bash and the top 5 Dash teams ready for top 5 Fridays. We're going to be able to compare that data as we go and say in a specific matchup whether you, the listeners, have rated a team Bash or Dash. So the rules for the game are very simple compared to what I wanted them to be. If anybody's seen the episode of Friends where they look at Bamboozled, that's kind of where I was going, but we toned it down a little bit.
It's turned out more as Ultimate Fireball.
Oh yeah, we'll do that next time. So basically every round we'll have 3 teams up on the board. Starting with the player with the lowest points, they'll get to choose a team. They can choose whether they want to go 1, 2 or 3 guesses, and they have to get all their guesses right to score their points. So if you can take it easy and take 1, and if you get it right you get 1 point, or you can go difficult at 2 or 3, but you have to get all 3 right to score the points. And what basically that means is, so say we had halflings up there and Ben said I choose the halfling team but I want 3 guesses please. We'll have 3 teams generated and he'll have to go one by one to determine whether his team halflings are Bash or Dash in that matchup. If he gets them all right, he gets 3 points. If he doesn't, then the next lowest player, the player who's got less points than him, can blitz, finish off his guesses and steal those points. We are going to do at least 3 rounds. I do have a super secret round that we're going to sneak in there, and there is obviously a speed round if we need it for tiebreakers. I have had far too much fun preparing this, and I know that it's now 11 o'clock at night, but I am having a great time already.
Night is still young.
All right, okie dokie. So we will bring up the teams for the first round. So we kind of did a warm-up round before. Do you guys have any questions before we start?
Yeah, I was going to say we need like a round to say like I'm Ben. I'm from Southampton.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
tell us a fun. What's your name and where'd you come from?
Oh, that's an absolute doozy. All right, I've got
Bit retro,
I've got a thing here. We'll start off, and our first contestant for today is Ian Warhammer. Ian, how are you today?
So that was the crowd.
It's the best I could do. It's the best I could do.
Like it. Yeah.
Ian, who are you? Where are you from?
I'm Ian, aka Warhammer. And I'm from Dibden Purlieu.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Ian. I'm pleased to see that you're an avid watcher.
I lost a bet. So.
You did, actually, a long time ago. Okay, fantastic. And now to introduce our second guest. Actually, don't know how to stop that when it's playing. We've got Miltonio Banderas. Milton, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you, Ben.
Fantastic. Where are you from, Milton? And what brings you here?
I'm from Taunton, and I'm here for the bash.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. That's so good. That's so good. Right. Do I have another intro here lined up? Ready? I do not.
Yeah, the haircut's not that bad.
Okay, so sorry, Ben. You can have this one instead. It's Ben. How are you doing today, Ben?
Hello. Fantastic. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you for joining us on the show. Where are you from and what brings you here?
I'm from Southampton, and I'm here because there's the co-host spot available.
All right, fantastic. I think we're ready to move on to our first round. Let's bring up the top 3 teams, and then I am going to randomly determine which one of you starts with the honorary less points. Let's go with 90 for the visibility there. So the 3 teams in round 1 are Black Orcs, Humans, and Imperial Nobility. So I've got my dice. We're going to go Blood Tithe Ben 1-2, Milton 3-4, and Warhammer 5-6. It's Warhammer. So Ian, you are up first in round 1. Which of these teams would you like to choose?
Well, I think given my avatar that's popped up on the screen, I think I've got to go for Black Orcs.
I think that is a great choice. Okie dokie. And would you like to go for 1?
It seems the most clear cut, hopefully.
1, 2, or 3 points?
Do you know what? I'm going to go big or go home because there's nowhere else to go. So I'm going to go for 3.
Okay, fantastic. Right, so we're going to go through these teams one by one. We're going to be asking Ian in the matchup whether Black Orcs are bash or dash. If he is right, he will get a point. If he gets all 3 right.
Oh, come on. Look at that. Oh, no. Look at that.
Yeah, it's slightly less easy than the warm-up questions. Okay, so the first one that Ian has got, Ian's 3 teams here are going to be Dwarves, Norse, and Skaven. So we are going to start with his first matchup. So Black Orcs versus Dwarves, Ian. Black Orcs, are they bash or dash? And this is obviously voted by our viewers. So Black Orcs, bash or
that's a tricky one to start with, to be honest. But I think given the throw teammate and the goblin side of it, I think in this matchup, and given that Dwarves literally are bash, the Black Orcs are randomly going to be dash, I think.
He gets it right. Our listeners did say that in a Black Orc versus Dwarf matchup, the Black Orcs do have the dash edge. So that is 1 point there. So the second team, onwards and upwards. Ian's 1 for 1 so far. It is Norse. So Black Orcs versus Norse. Are they bash or dash?
Oh, now this is a really tricky one because, see, Norse love a bit of bashing, but they've also got runners. And a few speedy players with the Berserker and stuff. So I'm going to say Black Orcs are bash in this matchup.
Oh, I'm afraid that they also got a dash rating when playing against Norse. But that was a good element. Unfortunately, because of that, you score no points. And I'm going to randomly determine which one of you guys can blitz, and it is Milton. So Milton, you can swoop in here and blitz. So you get to guess the Black Orcs versus Skaven matchup. Black Orcs versus Skaven. Are Black Orcs bash?
Enjoy your points, Milton.
Or dash?
I'm gonna say they're bash. That's what I came here for.
There we go. He gets it. So Miltonio Banderas swoops in, blitzes Ian, and takes the lead with a mighty 1 point. Ian, that was a valiant effort. Maybe. Oh, Ben has also got a point. That isn't going to work, is it?
Oh, sweet.
I know.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So bad.
Poor Ian. This is completely rigged. No, it's obviously.
Well, it's all right because then I'll get some blitz next.
That is true. Okay, so that was Warhammer. So next up is going to be Blood Tithe Ben. Let me bring up our original 3 teams for round 1. So after watching Ian succeed, how are you feeling about this round so far, Ben?
Awkward silence. That's the one I would have taken. Yeah, I'm going to go for Humans.
Okay, so Ben is going to go for Humans. So I am going to bring up the human teams. Are you going to be taking 1, 2, or 3 here? Oh, that went completely
I'm going to
silent.
go for... Yes, sorry, I realised I was muted for a minute.
Can't take the
Saw the mouth
pressure.
move,
Can't take the
nothing came
pressure. Yeah.
I'm going to give it... I'm going to go for 2.
Gonna go
Make it a bit safe.
Gonna go for 2. Okay, so let's bring up the matchups here. Obviously, only the top two are going to be important. So we will ignore goblins for now. Ooh, okay, so humans versus lizardmen. In that matchup, are the human teams bash or dash?
Dash.
Dash with the runnings?
Yeah, with the runnings.
Is that your final answer?
Oh, don't say that.
Don't worry, you are right. In the matchup,
Oh,
humans
well, no.
versus lizardmen, humans have been rated as the dash team. And then, for your second one, if you get this right, you will score both points. Skaven. Humans versus Skaven. Are humans bash or dash?
I'm going to go bash.
Bash with the punching.
The
For the
punching.
points, you are here to bash clearly as much as Milton is. Now, that puts you into the lead, but Milton has still got a turn to take. And if he screws that up, he can get
Yeah,
blitzed
I'm going to blitz you,
by
Milton.
Ian.
Going to blitz you.
So, Milton, that leaves the last team on our board, which was Imperial Nobility. Would you like 1, 2, or 3?
I'm gonna go for 3.
Gonna go
Yeah,
for
I
3.
knew you would.
Fantastic. So your 3 teams with Imperial Nobility are Slann, Dark Elves, and Lizardmen. So interesting matchup here. Interesting matchup. Okay, so very first, Imperial Nobility versus Slann. Have our listeners rated that bash or dash?
I'm gonna say bash.
You would be right. Milton is here to bash, and he's 1 for 1 so far. Imperial Nobility versus Slann. Our listeners think the Slann are going to get knocked about a bit, and given that I got knocked about by Ian's halflings, I think that's probably not the worst idea. Okay, magical. So the second matchup you've got, Milton, is Dark Elves. Imperial Nobility versus Dark Elves. Imperial Nobility, are they bash or dash?
That's a tricky one, isn't it? Well, I think traditionally elves are. I know the dark elves have a bit more bash going on with them, but I think they're more dash. So I'm going to go bash again.
You are 2 for 2 when it comes to Imperial Nobility. Our listeners voted the Dark Elves slightly more bashy than the Imperial Nobility. Slightly less bashy than Imperial Nobility. Which brings you on to your third one. Now, if you get this right, you're going to get 3 points and go way into the lead, Milton. So, Imperial Nobility versus Lizardmen, bash or dash?
See, the lizardmen have quite a lot of static, high-strength players, which sort of outdo the Imperial Nobility. So for this one, I think it's gonna be dash.
Milton gets 3 for 3. Taking him straight into the lead. Our first sweep. Well played, Milton. That was close. That was close. The Dark Elf Imperial Nobility matchup is a really tight one when it comes to bash or dash, and it can be. You can kind of consider it going both ways, but I think having the ogre there, along with the 6 combat pieces, gives the edge to Imperial Nobility. So that wraps it up for round 1. Ian, obviously a tough round for you.
Yeah.
How you holding up, kid?
Yeah. It's still all to play for.
It is.
Is
It is. And you get the first pick in the second round as well. Would you like to see what the teams are?
Ooh. Yeah, go on then.
All right, let's put them up on the board. Round 2. Chaos Renegades,
Ooh.
Amazons, and Snotlings.
I'm going to take Snotlings.
You're going to take Snotlings
For
and
3, please.
Snotlings for 3, please. There we go. That's exactly
Yes.
where I was hoping this would go. Okay, we've got Snotlings. Snotlings for 3. Let's check it up on the board. Ooh, some interesting matchups there. Couple you would probably consider a bit of a gimme, but I never know with you in, so we'll have
Yeah. That one in the... yeah. Such a wild card.
Okay. Let me have a look. Have I got the
Okay,
answers up?
against Khorne.
Yep.
Against Khorne, we'll say they are the dash team.
Ooh.
The Snotlings are the dash team.
He gets it right. Snotlings are dash when facing Khorne. So the second team, you've got a matchup here. You've got Snotlings versus Wood Elves. Are Snotlings the bash or the dash team in that matchup?
Yeah, I mean, they've got 4 strength 5 pieces, so we'll go for... And Wood Elves just are dashy, aren't they? So we'll go for Snotlings are the bash team.
He gets it right. So you are 2 for 2. And now to finish off, see if you can't 3 and 3 this round. It's Snotlings versus Underworld.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm wishing I went for 2. This one is less than obvious to me.
It is a tough one. So
Underworld have got Skaven, haven't they? But not Gutter Runners, right?
Oh, they've got one Gutter Runner.
Did they?
Yeah. Underworld.
Did they used to?
No, they got leveled up in the middle of last year, the same time as OWA.
When did you ask your listeners?
This is last Saturday.
Oh, okay. Darn.
Okay, so Snotlings versus Underworld here, Ian. To get you up on the board, is it bash or dash for Snotlings?
Underworld have got 2 big guys they can take, haven't they? This is agonising. I'm going to say Snotlings are going to be dash.
So Snotlings dash in Underworld, allowing Underworld to be the bash team. Is that right? Oh! Our listeners have rated Snotlings as the dash team, as the bash team in that matchup.
I was going to say that's what I said.
Really?
Yeah. Underworld, they've got some power behind them, but they only have one big guy, and the majority of the team is strength 2. I know that Snotlings are strength 1, but they can choose between 2, but they can only take the one. Yeah. So that sits Ian at 0 points. And we don't get a chance to blitz in this situation, but that's okay, Ian. You'll have plenty of opportunity to blitz for the rest of the game. Okay, so Snotlings are off the board. We move on to Ben now, who is in second place. You've got a choice.
Yeah, I told you they were the dash team.
Between Amazons and Chaos Renegades. Another couple of tough teams there.
So I'm going to play it safe again. I'm going to go Renegades for 2.
Okay, Renegades for 2. So we will ignore the third one here for Renegades. Boop, boop, boop. And the 2 teams they've got facing is Old World Alliance and Imperial Nobility. So this is like the mid-range matchup here. How you feeling about those ones, Ben?
This is really tough.
Get them ready to blitz.
So, okay.
I'm just having the best
first
time.
one, Old World Alliance.
Chaos Renegades, Old World Alliance, the Chaos Renegades, the bash team or the dash team. Now I'm actually having to go and double check the results here because it's
right. So Renegades, they have Renegades and Old World Alliance. They're the same linemen basically.
Yep.
They do get mutations. They don't have dwarves. They both have a choice of big guys, but Renegades get a Minotaur, which is even more bashy. But the Renegades get a Dark Elf. There's no edge for. I'm gonna say Renegades are the dash team.
D for dash.
Mm-hmm.
D for dunce. I'm afraid. Scathing remarks. I'm afraid to say that Chaos Renegades, with their 3 big guys, are rated as a more bashy team than the Old World Alliance with their Ogre and Pretend Dwarves. That was a really, really close one, though. A really, really horribly close one. And excitingly for Ian, you now get to blitz.
Let's have a B for blitz.
B for blitz here. So Chaos Renegades versus Imperial Nobility. Are they bash or dash?
I'm going to go another B. I'm going to stick with the theme and go for Renegades being the bashier.
You steal the point there, Ian. You are now on the board with a cheeky 1 point blitz.
I'd say I'm in a good position now because I've got 1 point. But I'm still the lowest.
Next level.
Striking range.
Spot the stunty player, everybody. I'm in a good position here, guys. I've got 1 touchdown. Fantastic. All right. That's brilliant. Okay, that brings us round to our round leader at the moment, Miltonio Banderas. So which teams have we had so far? We've had Chaos Renegades, we've had Snotlings, which means Amazons are next up. Milton, 1, 2, or 3?
3, please, Ben.
Okie dokie. Amazons for
I was
3.
hoping you'd say that.
Let's go to the board. We've got Amazons versus Nurgle, Amazons versus Underworld, and Amazons versus Undead. So let's. How are you feeling about these 3, Milton? Confident?
So. We'll see.
Okay. I like it. Right, let's bring up the answers on my screen. Ooh, interesting. Bit of dramatic tension there. Okie dokie. So, first things first. Amazons versus Nurgle, Milton. Are the Amazon team the dash or the bash?
I'll be honest, the only thing I know about Nurgle is that Ian doesn't like them. So, it doesn't leave me a lot to work with.
Well, if it helps, they've both got the same speed on both teams in terms of the top speed player.
So, yeah, leaving me with Amazons was quite tough. I don't think I know a lot about them either. I think this would have definitely been Ian's specialist category. I'm gonna say dash.
Okay, so Milton is going for dash. Amazons versus Nurgle. Milton thinks that Nurgle are going to have the bash edge, and Amazons are going to be dashing, and they're going to be dashing to the first correct answer of Milton's round 2.
I'm assuming because Nurgle have a big guy, right?
Yeah, Nurgle have got a ton of strength,
Rubbish.
even though
And
Amazons
4 strength 4.
Amazons have got some serious
block
bash
for days.
potential. The strength edge there goes to Nurgle. Okie dokie, so that brings us up to your second team. We've got Amazons versus Underworld. So in that, Amazons, are they bash or dash, Milton?
Oh, so this goes back to the gutter runner discussion, doesn't it? And you've got, is this Snot? No, because Snotlings are 2020, aren't they? So this wouldn't.
Oh no, he said he asked them on Saturday.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
This is
It would factor in, yeah.
well, you can't guarantee there's not going to be some legacy. We've seen that in some of our top 5s before. But yeah.
The Underworld have a big guy, while the Amazons don't. But they have a lot. I'm going to say the Amazons are the bash in this situation.
So if in doubt, Milton likes to bash it out and get...
Yeah.
Don't we all?
It's what I came here for.
I'm crying. Okay, fantastic. Okay, Milton, you are 2 for 2 here now. So, in the final one, and
Fashion matter clip now.
and to take the full 3 points here, Amazons versus Undead, are the Amazon team the bash or the dash?
Okay, well, at least the Undead I have a good understanding of. We've got a couple of mummies which don't go very far, high strength, pretty bashy. We've got Whites who are pretty good blitzers, pretty bashy too. Not much mobility on the Undead team other than the ghouls, and they're fairly fragile. But then... Okay, I'm going to say dash.
So, Amazons versus Undead. Milton thinks our listeners think that the Amazon team are going to be more dashing than bashing, and he would be right. Milton rockets up there with 7 points. That was some excellent work there. I like the way you talked through as well. That was good to hear your thought process. So that finishes up round 2. So Milton is in the lead with 7 points. Blood Tithe Ben is in second place with 2, and Ian's feeling very good about things because he's got 1 point.
Well, I've worked out I can win this.
Oh, you definitely.
All right, hear me out.
Definitely.
If I get 3 now,
Yep.
I get 3 now, then it's Blood Tithe second. If he goes for points, and then I'll be the lowest team, so I can blitz him.
You get to blitz him. It's going to be all about the blitzing.
I can't win. It's fine. Let's do it. What teams have we got?
But maybe,
Sir.
maybe you can win it because
is it double point?
it is time for the double point special round.
It's double points.
This is the mixed team show, so I think it only makes sense that we have a mixed teams round, twice the teams, twice the points. So here we go. It's the super secret round, and there are some tough teams up on the board here. In the super secret round, we've got Norse and OWA. We've got Nobility and Amazons. And we've got Ogres and Black Orcs. And I'm just going to warn you, Ian, that you will be facing mixed teams as well. So this is like carnage.
Yeah.
Every correct answer is 2 points. So it's literally doubled. And it's all good to go. So, Ian, you get the first pick in the super secret round. Which team are you going for?
We're going to go Ogres and Black Orcs, please.
Ogres and Black Orcs. What's your reasoning for that one?
It's a lot of meat on the pitch.
Mm.
I'm hoping.
A lot of meat to bash.
A lot of meat to bash. Yeah.
And is that 1, 2, or 3, Ian?
Of 3, of course.
I assumed that, which is lucky because I put it up on the screen a bit too fast.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I think I like the look of them, so it's fine.
All right, so it is absolute carnage here now. We've got mixed teams fighting it out. The wind is coming up, apparently, which is also thematic. So you are going to be facing Skaven and Vampire, Undead and Chaos Chosen, and Humans and Halflings. This is like Bonehead Bowl on a very, very, very bad day. So, first things first, Ogres and Black Orcs versus Skaven and Vampire, mixed team, Ian. Ogres and Black Orcs, are they bash or dash?
I think they're going to bash their heads in. So we'll go for bash.
They do bash their heads in. So you get your first correct answer, Ian. This could be on your way to scoring 6 points here and getting you tied at first position. If you get the next 2 answers right. And the next one for you is Undead and Chaos Chosen. So Ogres and Black Orcs against Undead and Chaos Chosen. That is going to be a ton of block dice for everybody. And this is a pretty tough one, this one.
It is because, you've got all those big guys, but also a load of strength too. But Undead, Chaos Chosen, they're both quite bashy. So I think there's no doubt Chaos Chosen are bash. They're like some of the kings of bash. Undead, I think we said were more bashy than Amazon, didn't we? Just now.
I don't remember.
Milton? So, actually, on the balance of things, it sounds wrong to say, but I think Ogres and Black Orcs are going to be the dash team in this matchup.
So, Ogres and Black Orcs. Do our listeners think that is going to be faster than Undead and Chaos Chosen?
Trying to guess on your algorithm.
Ian's figured out the machine code. He's got that right. So 2 for 2 in this round here. It all comes down to this last one.
I think that was hopefully the hardest one.
That was a pretty tough gig.
So I'm going to say Ogres and Black Orcs would be bash against Humans and Halflings.
So bash against Humans and Halflings. Final answer?
Yes.
And he does it. Ian coming straight in there and swooping in the special super secret double mixed team special points round, getting 6 points.
Told you that.
And
I
taking
knew
it
I was
up
in a good position.
to 7 points and putting him in tied first place with Milton. Okay, so that was the first of our super secret round teams. That's
It's
Ogres
be a
and Black
roll off
Orcs.
to steal Ben's points now, isn't it?
Gone. Yeah. So Blood Type Ben, you've got Norse and Old World Alliance, and Nobility and Amazons. Which of these dual teams do you want to duel with?
Okay, I'm going to take a leaf out of the Warhammer Tactics guide, and I'm going to go for Norse and OWA for 2.
Norse.
If I get 2, I put them on 6, which means I get the blitz.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, that's clever.
Okay, so for 2 means you don't have to deal with Lizardman and Necromantic anymore. So Norse and OWA, they're going to be facing Chaos Dwarves and Undead, and Imperial Nobility and Orcs. Now, these teams are randomly generated, so alignments don't count. I don't know about Imperial Nobility, whether they'd be neutral or not. Maybe they would. Maybe they wouldn't.
The shady ones would.
Oh, yeah, I can see that. I think
a
they
bit dodgy, aren't they?
got paid enough.
They'll deal with anyone. Yeah.
Okay, so let me just get the answers ready here. So Norse and OWA against Chaos Dwarf and Undead mixed teams. What are your thoughts
Right,
here?
Chaos Dwarf are undoubtedly Bash, but then so are Norse. So I feel like they're going to be pretty equal in terms of Bash, maybe a little bit of Dash on the Norse side. Undead, we've kind of established a pretty Bash because they out.
We figured it out, boys.
Yeah, they outbashed Amazon. OWA have the dash potential with the human catcher and the halfling. I'm going to say they're the dash team.
Okay, so Norse and OWA are being outbashed by Chaos Dwarf and Undead. I think I can see that. And our listeners agree with you, Ben. You've got the first one right. Now all you need to do is get the second one right to swoop in and grab 4 points to leave you in the position for a jolly good blitzing. So here we go. Norse and Old World Alliance mixed team. We agreed that would be rubbish. Versus Imperial Nobility and Orcs. Are the Norse team here? Are they bashing or are they dashing?
This is tough as well. I think this is even tougher. I think the Orcs are really bashy, but Milton showed they can, they can throw a game if they're up against really
and they can really
guys.
foul.
Yeah. This is tough. I think because of the Dwarves and OWA and the sheer bash of Norse with all that block, and they have a couple of strength 4 as well that outblock it, and the Yeti is really bashy. I'm going to say in this matchup that they're the bash team.
Okay, so Norse
B for bash.
and OWA are outbashing Imperial Nobility and Orcs. Let's have a look and see if our listeners agree with you. And if they do, you get 4 points. Are Norse and OWA more bashy than Imperial Nobility and Orcs? They are, Ben. You got it right.
Well done, Ben.
This is really spicy
The
now.
scores on that one
This
were
is tough.
really close, but your reasoning was absolutely bang on. You got the Yeti, you got the Ulfs, and I know you got Black Orcs on the Orc side, but the Nobility, not quite as bashy as OWA, perhaps, for the overall score. Right, fantastic. So that brings us to our round leader at the beginning, but now tied with Ian Warhannam Hannam. And the last team available. I've lost my page here. I've still lost the page here. Where on earth did it go? Wow, that's actually really awkward. I've lost it.
What a time to have a commercial break.
Yeah, wouldn't that be useful? So that leaves Milton with Nobility and Amazons. So Milton,
that's an interesting
Nobility
one,
and Amazons, 1, 2, or 3.
Right, Ben. Now, didn't realise that Ben was going to get so competitive and do a cheeky little 2 to get up at the 6
see
to
what-
take the steal.
Go for 1, screw him over.
And I could go for 1 here, but that's not how I'm going to play it. So I'm going to go for 3.
Came to bash.
Ooh,
Because I
Milton's
came
gonna
to
go.
bash, and the best way to bash would be to get another 6 points and leave these guys in the dirt.
Oh, I love it. Love the fighting talk. So, Nobility and Amazons got some really interesting matchups here. Goblins and Wood Elves, Chaos Chosen and Halflings, and Orcs and Underworld. So, Goblins and Wood Elves definitely breaking the alignment charts there. Chaos Chosen and Halfling, I can definitely see that. And Orcs and Underworld, I don't think I would like to play against that team. So, I like these matchups. I think they're quite interesting. So let's start at the beginning here. What are your thoughts, Milton, on Nobility and Amazons fighting against Goblins and Wood Elves?
Well, this is already a tough opening because the goblins get secret weapons, big guys. The Wood Elves get a tree. So there's potential for a lot of damage output there. You know, quite a lot of bash. Traditionally, they're both quite dashy teams with all that dodge and the high agility, whereas the Nobility and the Amazons are quite middling. That's a tough one.
All good points.
Don't have much in the way of high strength, but I think on par, the Goblins and Wood Elves are generally more dash, so I'm going bash, Ben.
Okay, so Nobility and Amazons are going to be bashing Goblins and Wood Elves around. What do our listeners think? He's got his first one right. He's on the way to a super 6 points there. So Goblins and Wood Elves are in fact less bashy than Nobility and Amazons. I can see that. Nobility have got the Ogre, and the Goblins have got the Trolls, but Amazons are just horrible to play with. And Wood Elves, bless them, fall apart if you just sneeze near them. So I think that one makes a bit of sense. Okay, Milton, that brings us to your second matchup here. Nobility and Amazons against Chaos Chosen and Halfling team.
Okay. So that's a real...
Yeah, are you going to be bashing your way to
end
success?
of the scale there.
Or are you going to have to dodge?
The halflings. Halflings do get trees, though. And they do get those hefty fellas.
Hefties.
Yeah.
I think they're all kind of hefty fellas. It's their jam.
Yeah.
Chaos Chosen are undoubtedly bashy.
Yeah.
You know, there's no doubt about that. They've got the Minos, they've got the high strength warriors, they've got more options now in season 2, haven't they? So they've got the ogre and the troll. It's those halflings. And again, you know, the Nobility and the Amazons are really in the middle there.
They are. It's almost as if these matchups
with all the dodge on the Amazon team and all the fend for holding out the line and the blitzers kind of mobility on the Nobility, I'm gonna go with them being the dash team.
So Nobility and Amazons dash against Chaos Chosen and Halflings, Milton.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we think Chaos Chosen and Halflings are going to bash you up. You'd be right. So that's...
If you could get this one wrong, that would be perfect.
I think Ben would agree with you.
Come on.
All right, Milton.
Ben's made a speed round.
This is it. There is a speed round.
I think this is on par with like the £1 million question on.
Yeah.
This one for a dominating lead going into the fourth round here, Milton, which I've ironically called round 3. Nobility and Amazons.
Oh, is there a fourth round? I thought this was it.
No. There's one more round. This is the super secret round.
I was getting all tense.
Oh, it's still tense, Ian. Come on.
Well, oh, sorry. Yeah.
He's pretty tense. Looking at these orcs and underworld.
It's the sound of my feelings right now. All right, Milton, this is it to put you in a solid position for the next round. Nobility and Amazons taking on Orcs and Underworld. Are you bash or are you dash?
Well, the Underworld's a tricky one, isn't it? Because I think they are, with the goblins, with the gutter runner, and only the one big guy and some rather middling Skaven, they're fairly dashy. The Orcs, I would say, are undoubtedly bashy. At least how I play them.
That's any team. to
That's
be fair,
every
though, isn't
team.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. You do get a troll on both the orcs and the underworld.
Or
So you've got two big guys against no big guys.
The nobility does get an ogre.
Oh yeah, that's true. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, they do, don't they?
Just want to
Ooh.
make sure that there's even more to think about. Okay. Nobility and
This is really
Amazons.
tough.
Nobility and Amazons. Orcs and Underworld. Dash or bash, Milton?
I'm gonna say that the nobility and the Amazons are the bash team in this case.
So Nobility and Amazons are out bashing Orcs and Underworld. Our listeners say no.
Yeah,
no.
I think nobility let them down.
Orcs and Underworld with those black orcs, those blitzers, and the cheeky little rat ogre there. It's really close on points, but it is a potential for a absolute wrecking. So Milton scores 0 points there. And that means that we go into round 3 after our super secret round at 1 point, separating Ian, Milton, and Ben. So this does mean that Ben gets the first pick of our teams in round 3. And you got Nurgle.
I was rubbing my hands together, by the way, audio listeners. I realised I could have been pretty.
Okay, Ben. You've got 3 great choices here. Nurgle, Necromantic, and Chaos Chosen. Which one of these is going to help put you into the lead?
I think the easiest pick here is Chaos Chosen.
Chaos Chosen. Okay, and is that going to be Chaos Chosen for 1, 2, or 3 points, Ben?
I'm going to go the whole hog, 3 points.
3 points. Let's see who you've got.
Do you want the high or low, Milton?
So, this is the final round, unless we need to go to our speed round. So you can, if you guess all 3 correct, rush up to twice for extra teams. So if you get all 3 of these right, you can rush for a 4th, and you can rush for a 5th if you want. But you've got to get the first 3 right first. So let's just focus on that. So Ben has got Chaos Chosen here, and he's up against Dark Elves, then Orcs, then Norse. So Ben is punching up from tier 2 into tier 111 and is probably going to have a tough day. Let's have a look.
They're all 3 bash teams, really. They're all 3 teams that can and like to bash. So, but starting off with Dark Elves, I think Chaos Chosen will bash them.
So Chaos Chosen out bashing Dark Elves.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Chaos Chosen just hate leaving players standing, and even though the Dark Elves have got a cheeky Edge 2+ and quite a lot of dodge when it comes to tournament play, they don't have a Minotaur or a bunch of tiny Minotaurs. So yes, that's 1 for 1 there, Ben. Next up, you've got Chaos Chosen against Orcs.
Okay, so they do have all the strength 4, both teams have equal strength 4. Chaos lose the block from the Orc Blitzers, but they do get a Minotaur, and everyone has horns. The Minotaur dunks on the trolls. So yeah, I'm gonna go. They're gonna bash. They're gonna bash the Orcs.
So Chaos Chosen
Orcs have a run game.
Chaos Chosen, are they more bash or more dash than Orcs? I've lost my soundboard. Here we go. Ben's gone with bash.
Mm-hmm.
You would be right.
Okay.
In this circumstance, our listeners think that Chaos Chosen have a slight edge on Orcs when it comes to a jolly good bashing, which takes you to the last one here for 3 points and the ability after to rush up to twice. Now, if you do rush, you have to get every one of them right, or somebody can blitz you. So, Norse. Chaos Chosen versus Norse, Ben.
Much like a Minotaur, I'm gonna keep on bashing.
Keep on bashing. Is it 3 for 3 for Bash and 3 for 3 for Ben? It It is.
Yeah.
Chaos Chosen being a bit of an easy one there, close there against Orcs and Norse, but you are
Yeah.
right. They
Mhm.
get
It kind of feels like in Top Trumps where you know you've got the God card.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
No one can stop me now.
So Ben, you can stop here and take the 3 points and go into the lead with 9, or you can take a rush and try a 4th team. Are you going to stick with?
I'm Russian.
You're Russian. Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah.
Your
Frenzy it. Let's hope it's not dwarves.
first rush team is
Oh.
Black Orcs.
Yeah.
So we've got a really tough situation here. We've got 2 of the best bash teams in the game, Chaos Chosen against Black Orcs. Now this, Ben, will get you 4 points and put you into a healthy total of 10, which means that these guys are going to have to rush to catch up with you if you get this one right. So how are you feeling about that?
The Black Orcs. Yeah, and I'm going to go for it. I think the other 2 teams are a lot tougher than Chaos Chosen. I think Black Orcs, they do have 2 more Strength 4 players, but their linemen are very much more a dash than a bash compared to the Beastmen. And the Minotaur, again, is just carries the team. So, yeah, bash again. They're going to bash the Black Orcs.
Bash again. Can Ben go 4 for 4 in the final round? He does. Chaos Chosen absolutely knocking it out of the park here. Okay, Ben, so you are now sitting with 4 points cooking here. Do you going to bank them? Do you going to bank them? Do you going to bank them and go to 10? Which means that Miltonio and Warhammer would have to rush to take the lead or force it into a speed round. Or are you going to go 5 for 5 and rush for a second time?
See, right. I think I've got to do it while I have chaos. I think I'm going to rush a second time.
I think you've kind of got the.
Okay, Ben is going 5 for 5.
Dwarves might trip me up.
His
Have the top
second rush team is Necromantic. Ben, how are you feeling about Chaos Chosen versus Necromantic?
I think this is pretty good. I think that definitely the bash in this matchup.
Okay, Chaos Chosen outbashing Necro. Our listeners say that you managed to rush for it into the end zone, scoring 5 points and taking you to 11. So swooping into first place there. And
the Warhammer tactic of be slightly last for most of the game and then take it.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was
my tactic is normally do that, but remain last. Kind of stall.
All right, so we're going to go back to the board here and have a look at the 2 teams that are remaining. Chaos Chosen are gone, which means Necro and Nurgle. Now,
We're going to have to roll off here.
we are. Got the dice ready to go here. Milton, high or low?
Hi.
It's a Blood Bowl 6. Milton, you are up next. Would you like Nurgle or Necromantic?
Neither. I'm just thinking here, like the Necromantic are a challenging one because they have the wolves, they have some ghouls, they have a bit of speed, they have a little bit of both. I think the Nurgle are quite slow, so I'm going to go Nurgle.
Going to go with Nurgle. Okay.
Darn.
There we go. Oh, were you going 1, 2, or 3? Hope nobody saw
I'm
that.
going to go 3.
True to form.
He's got to go 5, to be honest. You could say it now.
All right. Or 4 to go into the speed round. Okay, here we go. So Nurgle, Milton's chosen Nurgle. The teams he's going to be facing are Halflings, Chaos Renegades, and everybody's favourite No One Knows What They Do team, Old World Alliance. So, let's start off at the top and work our way down, Milton. Nurgle versus Halflings. Are you bashing or are you dashing your way to victory?
I think this has got to be a bash. Those halflings are dodgy little hefty fellas.
Our listeners agree with you. So you've got 1 point there on the board now, Milton. You could be going up to 8 for your second team. Nurgle versus Chaos Renegades. That is a very tough combination there.
Off the bat, the Renegades potentially have more dash with the elf. They get Skaven as well, don't they?
Yeah, just a Skaven lineman. Yep.
don't know. It's not a matchup I don't think I've ever seen, and I have not played as either of these teams, so that's really difficult. You know what? If in doubt, bash. So I'm going to go bash.
Okay. So, Nurgle versus Chaos Renegades. Milton, you think our listeners think that Nurgle are going to bash Chaos Renegades?
Blitz, I want to blitz.
Okay, unfortunately, Chaos Renegades, our listeners think, have got more bash potential than Nurgle. I can see it with the three
that's
big
a hard
guys. It
That
is
tough.
3 big guys versus the 4 strength 4 guys is a really, really tight round there. Milton, that's some bad luck there. But admire your gumption going all the way for it. So we have got a cheeky blitz on the cards here. Warhammer
Yeah.
Nurgle versus Old World Alliance to blitz and steal the point.
Yeah. Nurgle will blitz them. Bash them. Whilst blitzing.
Okie dokie. Nurgle outbashing Old World Alliance.
Yep.
We get a steal. Warhammer jumps in and takes the blitz, stealing that point from Milton.
Can I rush on his turn? FAQ.
Literally making up the rules.
Didn't write that in the rules. I am.
No, it's fine. No,
Yeah.
that would be a bit jammy.
That would be
It's fine.
quite entertaining. All right, cool. So Nurgle is done, which means it leaves you with Necromantic, Ian. So going from last place
I
to
don't
now,
like this, to be honest.
to now picking last in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I don't think Necromantic is an easy one.
And is it going to be for 1, 2?
Obviously, I've got to go 3.
Yep.
Catch up with old BT over there. Smug little look over there.
Right, so your 3 teams with Necromantic are going to be Ogres, Imperial Nobility, and Elven Union. So,
Okay, I think if I can get past Ogres, I've got a chance.
all right, so what do our listeners think when facing Ogres with Necromantic, Ian? Are you bashing them or are you dashing with them?
This is hard, isn't it? Yeah, because I mean, Ogres obviously that's the thing. They can have up to 6 strength 5 guys. If I'm correct in thinking that.
Yes.
But then the rest of the team is like strength 1. So, Necromantic, the werewolves are quite killy. Although they've lost their whites now, haven't they? They've got
Wraiths, but they still got block.
they've got wraiths.
They've just got no hands.
No hands. Yeah, this is a really tricky one. And they've got the couple of strength 4 flesh golems. They've got ghouls, have they? Yeah.
Necromantic have got 0 to 2 ghouls.
Yeah, this is a real mishmash team, isn't it? Kind of do a bit of everything.
They're a pretty solid mid-range team.
I feel like people are more likely to say ogres can bash stuff. So I'm going to say Necromantic are dash.
Okay, so Necromantic dashing versus Ogres, our listeners say. Correct. So 1 for 1 so far, Ian.
Oh, we've lost Ben.
I'm back.
Oh, cool.
These things happen. We can still hear him, that's good. All right, can't take the pressure of this final round.
My Rupert just died under
Against nobility, I feel like Necromantic have the bashing edge because they've got the 2 strength 4s, werewolves with frenzy, they've got the wraiths with block. So yeah, we'll go bash against nobility.
So Necromantic team out bashing Imperial Nobility. He's 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, and I think we'll do a Milton and stick with bash again for Elven Union.
So Necromantic, Elven Union. Is it bash for 3? He gets it. So, Ian, you are now tied with Blood Tithe Ben at 11 points. You can bank it
Be
now.
honest with me. Level with me here, Ben.
Yep.
How good is the last round?
What, the speed round?
Yeah.
Let me have a look at the screen here. The speed round. The speed round is a fun round.
Okay, do you know what? Let's just do it. I'll bank the points and let's see. I know you put a lot of effort into this, so I don't want to deny you the chance to do.
Okay, so Warhammer Hannam is taking the 3 points, tying at 11, and going into the speed round, which I have prepared for. But I forgot to get a little.
I can dash if you want. But
I forgot to do a little timer. Right, let's go here. So let's bring up. Now we are going to include Milton in the speed round, and
if I'd have known that.
Oh, wow.
And we are going to give each player 30 seconds to answer up to 5 teams, and it's going to be a point per team answered correctly. So there is no. So with Necromantic, your rushing would have been Black Orcs and Goblins.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't actually, because that's quite a tricky.
Necro versus Black Orcs would have been tough.
Yeah, glad.
Are you still with us, BT?
Quick,
No,
do the speed round.
The answer to that one.
Start the round, quick.
I think we've lost Ben, but that's okay because I'm going to bring the speed round teams up. Oh, there's only 3. It's actually only 3 teams.
I am back. I don't think the camera's working. I'm very sorry.
Oh, it's
Technical
all right.
difficulties. This is.
We've done pretty
be
well
fair-
this episode.
To be fair, crying isn't a good look on. So.
Right, here we go. So I'm going
Which
to
is why I've got an avatar up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to put 30 seconds on the board. And it's going to start with Milton. Milton, would you like vampires, corn, or slan for the speed round?
Slan.
Slan, okay. So let's do this, and then let's do this. So Milton played against a slan team the last couple of weeks on Fumble. It's just the 3 for the speed round. So that's all right. Okay, Milton, your 30 seconds starts now. Slan versus Elven Union.
Dash.
Bash for Slan.
I said dash.
Oh, dash. Okie dokie. So Slan dashing against Elven Union.
Yep.
I'm afraid that is incorrect, but you can still go.
What?
Slan versus humans. Are they bash or dash?
Dash.
And Slan versus Skaven. Bash or dash?
Dash.
There you go. You get 2 points in that round, Milton. Thank you, iPhone. So, leaving you with a final score today of 9 points. Solid effort. Now we've got Bloodtithe Ben and Warhannam. Now, because Ben's having some tiny technical difficulties here, we're going to let Ian go next, and we can bring Ben in, hopefully, to finish off his round. So, Slan has gone, and Vampires and Khorne are the 2 teams left on the board, Ian.
Corn, please.
Khorne. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's make sure that I am ready. We've got the answers. Have we got the graphic? And this is Khorne, Ian.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Your 30 seconds starts now. Khorne versus Necromantic.
They bashed them.
They bashed them indeed. Khorne versus Norse. Bash or dash?
I think they dash them.
There we go. And Khorne versus Chaos Renegades. Bash or dash? 5 seconds remaining.
I think they bashed them.
Bash with a B.
Yep.
Not quite, but you do net 2 points. So really putting it on BT here to.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, we've got Ben. We've lost his camera, but that's okay.
If I turn the camera on, it breaks. So we've got that. So it's all it's all in the voice.
Let's make the camera disappear. It's quite fine. Should have got a little avatar ready for you. Okay, Ben, can you see the screen okay?
Yeah, I can.
All right, fantastic. So you are left with vampires?
Okay.
It's a tough one. Okay.
Neither.
All right. You need 2 to tie with Ian and 3 for the win. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Your 30 seconds starts now. Vampires versus Goblin teams.
Bash.
Vampires versus Chaos Renegades.
Dash.
Delta.
Delta.
And Vampires versus Skaven. Are
Bash,
they
bash, bash.
bash
Gee.
or dash? So this one for the 3 and the win. Let's check the board. Is Vampires versus Skaven, are they bashing them? Absolute steal there in the last
done.
seconds of the last
mate.
round.
That was
Blood
close.
Tithe Ben swoops in
Hey, is
after
your camera going to start working now?
That will get dropped out if I turn it on.
swoops in and wins. So our very first winner of Bash
That was
or
pretty
Dash is Blood Tithe Ben.
Yeah.
Contestants, thank you ever so much for joining us on the show today.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for the host. That
It's
was
been amazing.
Yeah, that was
that was
fantastic.
good fun. I mean, I think this should be a channel on its own, to be honest.
Yeah.
We can do it with mixed teams. There's enough of them. We might have to do a secret team special at some point.
Well,
That
if
would
you
be,
just need
Oh,
to find
fun.
some other words that rhyme. It doesn't have to just be bash and dash, does it?
the different elements. Oh, I love it. That was great. Oh, guys, thank you ever so much for playing. That was very entertaining. I enjoyed myself. Proper little DM moment. That was wicked. Right. I think that's going to wrap up this probably epic podcast for today. I might actually put Bash or Dash out on its own because it was a chunky bit of time. Milton, Ian, thank you so much for joining us and spending your whole evening with us talking Blood Bowl nonsense.
Absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having us. It's been great.
Nah, it was great to have you on. And BT, thank you so much. And congratulations for becoming our first Bash or Dash champion.
What are you going to do with the prize?
Buy a new camera.
Oh, fantastic. Right, guys, let's wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and listening. And thank you to the guests for joining us as well. And Ben, congratulations. Good job, everybody. We're going to go.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
I think Sooty's fallen off your hand.
Ooh. And let's get some play out music here. See you later, guys. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Nah, not doing that. Right. See you next time, guys. Thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate your support. If you want to support the show even further, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. Or come and join us in our Patreon, link below, where you get early access to our content and monthly competitions. See you later.